Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. I want to talk about backpackers. I mean, I like them. I've met them out there on the road. It's great what they're doing. Very hard to travel around out of a backpack and very hard to live in such a small space sometimes, and traveling around with everything on your back. Look, it's hard. And I know sometimes they do some of the jobs at like picking and things, which is great, but sometimes they're actually out there doing jobs they shouldn't be doing. And I know money's hard to come by when you're traveling and it gets spent very quickly. But still, apparently there's backpackers out there posing as locksmiths and doing some pretty shoddy work. What's worse is they're giving locksmiths a bad name. Even worse than that, they're actually ripping off customers. Now, I've been looking around online, and it looks like there has been a fair few write-ups. Here's the Daily Mail Australia. They've been writing up about it. Then I looked up the other one. This one here. The Sydney Morning Herald, they did a write-up about it and actually had a person filmed as going there, not giving any ID or anything like that. There's been another one on Facebook, I think it is. Here's another one here, Dodgy Locksmith, Brisbane. So there's a few of them getting around there, unlicensed, unqualified people. And one of the things that kind of gets me is that they all should be governed, as we all are governed, by the Security Industry Registry. And when you look at their website, it looks like they'll come down on you in a ton of bricks because what you're doing is illegal, and it is illegal. They basically going around unlicensed places. Thing is, as a locksmith, you get to go into places because you're trusted, you're accredited, and you've done all the safety checks and all the balances and things. You get to go into some pretty funky places. Sometimes a bank, sometimes here, sometimes high cash, all sorts of things. But if you're not bona fide, trusted, and a legitimate person allowed to be in there, you shouldn't be there. Now, when other people just jump on the boat and they arrive, and then companies are setting them up, putting them out there as frontmen for their basically illegal operations, the people who are actually doing the job are ones probably going to get pinched the hardest. They're out there, and I know they just can't clearly do the job. If you look at the video from the Daily Telegraph, they're basically just banging the door, banging away until they break the locks open. Many certain cases of just basically they're butchers. They don't know what they're doing. They watch a YouTube on the plane over here and think they can work as a locksmith, and it's clear that they can't. And I'll show you the aftermath. Straight after this, I had to repair one today. A customer got locked out, was expected to pay $45 as it said on the website. Then they wanted $150 or something along those lines, and they left $600 worth of damage on the door. So I'm going to show you that video just after this, and the customer clearly highlights who it was. Alright, so if you do have think you've been done by a scam or a locksmithing scam, ScamWatch, you can report it to. Security Industry Registry, you can report it to. You can report it as much as you like. Many locksmiths are getting very frustrated with especially these type of industries and some of our other governing industries and associations who are just not acting on this. So I'll leave some links in the description about where you can report it. One of the places that really annoys me that I tried to report it to, and I'll see if I can link that conversation in. Well, actually, there's no point. I'll just quickly tell you. I tried to call Google, try to report it, got the loop around. You need to go to support, here, there, the other. Basically, after 20 minutes, I gave up. And when you try and complain about Google AdWords, that's pretty much what you're going to come up with. I don't have enough power to do it or enough patience to be able to work out how to do it. But what Google AdWords is basically doing is allowing people to impersonate qualified people who are in a position of trust and go out there and practice. So basically it would be like advertising 24-hour medical service, and if they were allowed to do that, that would be a similar type of thing. People assume by what they're reading, locksmith, that you're actually getting a qualified locksmith or a qualified nurse or a qualified anything. Let's say electrician, for example, a qualified anything. If you're going to be on Google, you should at least be checked that you do have a license to do what you're doing, because what they're out there doing is basically just ripping off the customer. I remember when I was using Google AdWords, I don't use it now because it's non-profitable, but when I was using Google AdWords, I remember they actually asked me for a price page. They rejected my ads via user quality, and the thing is, what I'm seeing here is just outrageous. User quality. I had to put up a price page so that my on my website so that the user could feel comfortable or whatnot. Just a whole heap of rubbish. And then they let other people like this, and the first top two I've been informed are the same person, same company. The top one here is the one that did the job that we're at today, and the customer confirmed that. I'm not going to say too much because I'm not going to slander them, but what I will say is there's no license number there at all, and this is the second time a customer has pointed this company out for the same type of thing. The other one was $45 call out and $150 per lock, a handle lock and a deadlock, and he wanted to charge at $350. The thing about it is that only the handle lock was locked. You needed a key to lock the deadlock, so there's no way that could have been locked. We still wanted $300 for the job. The other one here is this one here. There's a few of them, and what they're generally doing is taking up the first top three positions. So they've got the first top three positions on Google, so they compare price after price. You're comparing one price against the next price against the next price. Now, to be on the top of Google, let's just look at this here. They're paying $20 to $30 a click, and they're charging $44 call outs. So there's no way this is a legitimate thing. Okay, internet phone numbers is another thing to look out for. And when you look at this is a very generic photo, but this bloke is so talented. He can open this multi-lock looking cylinder with a flat blade screwdriver and a tension tool. I mean, honestly, if he was that good, he would not be charging $44. But anyway, he can do it, and he's made over here. Look at this. He's got a flat blade too. He's got two flat blades. Open any lock with two flat blades. Magician. Absolute magician. So anyway, they're advertising all suburbs. They're all over the place now in Sydney. Not a lot's been done about it. It looks like they're up in Brisbane too, reported as being backpackers. I don't know if they're backpackers, but I know when it comes to lock, they're butchers, absolute butchers. Now I'm going to show you, if you do know anything about these people or they're in your area, do as we all are doing, report them to industry registry, security industry registry, also report them to MLA and a few other places. ScamWatch is another good one as well. And let's get into it and let's have a look at what I had to repair. I had to repair the damage. I didn't get the good job of going out there and unlocking it 5 minutes in and out. No, I had to repair this I don't know what you call them, a goose, chopstick, butcher. I don't know, but I had to repair it. Let's get into it. So this is the lock here, and this is after the customer was locked out. This is what's left. Now you actually put these handles back on, because this was left in this condition. The latch is faulty. Look at that damage around the top there. The actual locking mechanism, it's been drilled.
Yeah, he's drilling, drilling here. And first drilling here. I say, why are you doing the drilling? What for? He say, I'm trying the gun electric. He have electric gun, no electric with battery or whatever. And he tried but nothing to do. You see the parts of this.
That's the cam
parts
there.
on this,
This is the escutcheon, what's left of it.
Yeah, and he damaged this one.
And this inside, I guess he couldn't damage that.
Yeah, this one on the damage here.
And you were locked out. You were locked out on this one, so he couldn't pick it.
No,
he couldn't pick it, and then he couldn't use the J tool, and basically he couldn't drill the cylinder either.
Yeah.
And you got this person off the internet, is that right?
Yeah, I got phone number.
You went to
phone number and the internet.
Google AdWords,
Google.
Locksmith Parramatta. And what was the price?
This is
what was the price that was quoted for him?
I just $45 for the coming and 150.
And just go back to where you found him. So he was second one there. Okay. And,
I got the number phone.
And when he got here, how much did he charge?
No charge means, but if you fix it, he said the charge me.
Okay, but initially to get in and all, what was he quoting?
$45 plus $155
to unlock it.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 190, and that was about
95.
195 about 9 o'clock at night.
Yes.
Yeah. But instead, what he's done is he's destroyed the lock, damaged the door, and left the customer with a lock in this condition for $195.
This is oh, sorry. Oh, I call this.
Don't call him again. I think that was
No.
mistake the first
Yeah,
time.
I mean, mistake. This number and this number.
Okay, so
Well, I make it like this one.
02311
This is office.
3744 and 0435 743 812. This same person tried to charge a customer, I think, $330 on a Sunday to open 2 locks. And she was a nice lady late for church.
Yeah.
And it was $300. I got there, I said $132, and she was, praise you.
Yeah.
And that was normal price. You know?
No,
But,
that way, the first time what I'm charging first time $135. I'm say okay, $135.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
With
fair.
bad and no damage, nothing. Just maybe 3 minutes and open. You know, between 2-3 minutes.
The reason it's good to do a video is because a lot of people are falling into this victim of they use Google AdWords and they're getting people that are not locksmiths, they're not trained, they're not local.
Yeah.
They just say they are. They go out there, they damage things, they do all sorts of things.
Even car is the private car, no
No sign writing
no
on the
sign
car.
the locksmith.
And you can't leave a review for these people. If you look at where you got them from, you can't leave a review, you can't check a review, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So they basically come, they run, and they just leave you with this damage. Now I'm going to put this new lock in, this 3400 here. It's a lock, $220, $250 worth of lock, scutcheons, plus new cylinder, plus everything to get all this working. And this was after a simple lockout. And this is what's kind of been left. So it's a good...
nothing difficult. This one is easy. Even myself, I know locksmith, I can fit in everything, you know.
So it's a good warning to other people. If they're going to use Google AdWords, first one off there, make sure they're qualified, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy is looks not qualified.
Yeah, and what nationality? You said he was Russian or so?
Look like Russian, and his accent as Russian.
Okay, no accent. Uniform.
I don't know what maybe some state, you know, the Russian, like the Ukrainian, maybe on the another one state, you know, many states on the Russian, because Russian is the bigger country.
Okay.
But there are a lot of states, you know what I mean?
So no uniform, no sign writing?
No.
FPOS or cash only?
No, ask me on the cash or the post,
okay.
You know, no ask me.
Because most of the time they say cash.
Yeah, no ask me.
Okay, all right, I'll get started. Okay, so just in conclusion, have a look at that lock. That's blasphemy. How could you do that? It's an expensive lock. It's got problems at the best of times, but that is bad. That's butcher. That's bad butcher. Don't know how he did that. All those lock lovers out there looking at this, hope you're as appalled as I am. That's the escutcheon on the front side. He's dinged it on one side and it's got a big rip on the other side. I've never seen an escutcheon being ripped, but he managed to do it. He ripped it, and that pin there, the cylinder retaining pin, it was snapped. You can see it. Those little ear things on left and right of that cylinder, that's half of the pin and that's the other half of the pin. And look at the cam with the fuzzy hair on top. He smashed the head off it. How the hell did he drill a cylinder? He drilled it in the wrong spot. That cylinder plug is upside down. How did he manage to do that? He's drilled through the broach and got it upside down. I've never seen that done before. And here you go here. I can't repair damage on that. I'm going to need a large scar plate. What I was able to do is get the door going again. As you can see, some of the damage is still visible there. I used the largest roses and escutcheons I had. Handles were savable, lock was replaced, everything was replaced. I even had to change the lock function on the inside because I couldn't use the internal turn snip because the outside escutcheon wasn't there. So I had to use a standalone escutcheon, standalone turn snip. Was able to get it working and it looked quite good afterwards. But that's in conclusion. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below.